नहीं नहीं।
So, hello everyone, good evening to all. Today, we'll start our discussion on a very important topic, that is time of supply under GST. So, on YouTube, my voice is audible and this PDF file is visible to you. Just once confirm me in the chat box so that we can start our discussion. Yes, sir, just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible to you. Okay, so today we'll discuss something important about time of supply. Sir, हम सभी लोगों को पता है, we all know this fact that there are multiple aspects in GST. When I am doing the practice of indirect taxation, at that time I need to take care of multiple things. Okay, I need to take care of my input tax credit. I need to take care the taxable value. I need to take care the time of supply, the value of supply, the place of supply, the refund, the input tax credit. That means there are a lot of segments जिसका मुझे यहाँ पर ध्यान रखना है when I am doing the practice of GST. But now the question is that इन सब के साथ कुछ और इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं जिन्हें भी मुझे ध्यान में रखना है. ओके, so in our today's discussion, in our today's session, in our today's webinar, we'll discuss about the time of supply, the importance of time of supply. Okay, so I just require 2 to 3 things from your side. That first thing, this session should be interactive. Okay, if you have any question, any doubt, any point, in that case you may raise the same in the chat box. Okay, I will take the questions from YouTube only. So if you have any question, in that case you may put the same in the YouTube chat box so that I can discuss the question as well. Okay, don't wait for the last moment, just put your questions immediately. We'll take your questions immediately and discuss on that. Okay, if possible, just keep one pen and paper with you so that if you will found any important point, you can make the notes of that as well. The mode of communication of this session will be Hindi and English both. We'll try to use English language more, but there will be certain example which will be in Hindi, but I will convert the same into English. Okay, so will complete the content discussion related to time of supply within 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, every Sunday हम लोग एक सेशन करते हैं. वी हैव वन स्पेसिफिक वेबिनार ऑन वन इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. ओके, related to GST, and today's topic is my time of supply. Because the point is that मुझे इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट बोलता है ना, मुझे समझ आता है यार, इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट इज वेरी रिलेवेंट अंडर जीएसटी. इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट इज वेरी दैट इज इंफॉर्मेटिव. इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट पे कई सारे लिटिगेशन भी हो रहे हैं. डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटीज आर इशूइंग मल्टीपल नोटिसेस ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ दैट वन फैक्ट, दैट इज इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट. ओके, बट कभी हमने सोचा इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट के अलावा भी लिटिगेशन के कई सारे पॉइंट हैं. But department is also focusing on this input tax credit, and we are also focusing on that input tax credit wala part only. That is what is the problem, that is what is the point. Okay, सो अब हम लोग जो भी वेबिनार करेंगे वो उन सब से हटके कुछ नए टॉपिक पे होगा, कुछ नई बातें हम लोग यहाँ पर करने वाले हैं, और देयर विल बी अ वेरी ह्यूज implications ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ दिस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई एज वेल। ओके, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने अभी उस एनालिसिस, उस एनालिटिकल पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचना ही स्टार्ट नहीं किया कि साहब उसके ऊपर क्या जीएसटी लगना चाहिए, टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई के क्या एस्पेक्ट होंगे, टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई के पर्सपेक्टिव से जीएसटी की क्या इंप्लीकेशंस होगी। ओके, व्हेन आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग द सर्विसेज रिलेटेड टू जीएसटी implementation in a particular industry, at that time I need to take care of all these type of concepts. Okay, but for filing the return there is no requirement to know all these type of concepts. Client will share the data, we will file the return. Okay, but as a professional, as a chartered accountant, as a tax consultant, this is not our duty. Everyone can file or anyone can file the returns. Okay, our duty is to be providing the consultancy to implement to provide the consultancy related to implementation of GST, providing the consultancy related to litigations. So there are a lot of areas we just need to focus on that particular type of things, and for doing that type of practice there is requirement that we need to have idea about all these type of concepts. Okay, so let's start our discussion, sir. Time of supply. This time of supply covers under सेक्शन नंबर 12 ऑफ CGST एक्ट। ओके, सो कभी भी कोई भी पूछेगा टाइम, हम लोग 12 घड़ी, वहां से सेक्शन आती है, सेक्शन नंबर 12 टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई। सेक्शन नंबर 12, सेक्शन नंबर 13, सेक्शन नंबर 14 विल बी स्पेसिफिकली फॉर दैट टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई। ओके सर, वन मोर रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम माय साइड। कहते हैं कि ज्ञान बांटने से बढ़ता है, सो इफ पॉसिबल फॉर यू, then you may share this video link with your all professional friends, with your all professional groups. Okay, so that maximum people can take the benefit of this particular type of webinar. Okay, so section number 12, section number 13, section number 14 we have related to the time of supply. Okay, TOS, अब से मैं इसको बोलूंगा TOS, that is my time of supply. ना वन बाय वन हम लोग हर सेक्शन पे डिस्कशन करेंगे और बहुत ही डिटेल में हम लोग उसका डिस्कशन करने वाले हैं, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, और आई विल आल्सो शेयर विद यू द एग्जांपल। ओके, एंड थ्रू दैट एग्जांपल आई विल प्रोवाइड यू एन आइडिया दैट सर टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई से कैसे लाइबिलिटी मेरे ऊपर आ सकती है। ओके, गवर्नमेंट कैसे मेरे ऊपर इंपोज कर सकती है लाइबिलिटी ड्यू टू दिस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ओनली। ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट अवर डिस्कशन। फर्स्ट we'll discuss on the section number 12 of CGST Act. Okay, that is my time of supply. Now टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई के लिए हम लोग एक छोटा सा चार्ट बनाते हैं, थ्रू दैट चार्ट हम लोग उसको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं। सो आई नो यू ऑल आर प्रोफेशनल्स। ओके, 40 इयर्स, 50 इयर्स, 60 इयर्स, 65 इयर्स, 70, 80, बट आज जब हम कुछ लर्न कर रहे हैं, एक रिक्वेस्ट, एकदम स्टूडेंट की तरह हम लोग सीखेंगे। आई एम ऑल्सो एंड यू ऑल आर ऑल्सो। ओके, सो दैट विल एंजॉय द सेशन। एक बार वो क्लासरूम याद करते हैं जब हम लोग कोई चीज पढ़ते थे। ओके, सो सर टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, किस केस में मुझे टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई डिसाइड करना है, अंडर विच सिचुएशन आई नीड टू डिसाइड द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई। सो फॉर दैट पर्पस देयर मे बी सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स। In case of supply of goods, there may be requirement to determine the time of supply. In case of supply of services, so there are total two type of scenario. One is supply of goods, another is supply of services, in which I need to decide the time of supply. Okay, so this is my section number 12. This is my section number 13. When I need to decide the time of supply in case of supply of goods, I need to refer section number 12. When I need to decide the time of supply in case of services, I need to refer the section number 13 of the CGST Act. Now, supply of goods may be, there may be chances that I am supplying the goods under forward charge, or I am going to supply the goods under reverse charge. Section 9 subsection 3 specifically mention certain list of goods, and if you are supplying that particular type of goods, in that case recipient will make the payment of the taxes, supplier will not make the payment of the taxes. That is what is the provision in case of reverse charge. Okay, also same principle will be applicable in case of supply of services. forward charge and reverse charge. So ये चार सिनेरियो टोटल, आई हैव फोर सिनेरियोज एंड इन फोर सिनेरियोज आई नीड टू डिसाइड द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. और अगर उसका इम्प्लीकेशन क्या होगा, सपोज व्हाट विल बी द इम्प्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. अगर कोई टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई रॉन्गली डिटरमाइन हो गई, इफ समवन हैज डिटरमाइंड द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई रॉन्गली, then what will happen? Suppose कोई सप्लाई पे आई नीड टू पे द जीएसटी इन द मंथ ऑफ अप्रैल 2024, but due to wrong determination of the time of supply I have made the payment in May 2024. That means there will be an implication of 1 month interest, plus department will also impose you the penalty. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द इम्प्लीकेशन ऑफ रॉन्ग डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई. क्योंकि पहले जब तक मुझे इफेक्ट नहीं पता होगा तब तक आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू शो माय इंटरेस्ट ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट. ओके, टू शो माय इंटरेस्ट देयर इज रिक्वायरमेंट दैट आई नीड टू हैव द आइडिया अबाउट द इम्प्लीकेशन. साहब उसका साइड इफेक्ट क्या होगा? कोविड का साइड इफेक्ट पता था कि जान चली जाएगी, इसलिए हम लोगों ने वैक्सीन ली. अगर नहीं पता होता तो हम लोग वैक्सीन नहीं लेते. ओके, सो सेम पहले हम लोगों ने टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई कि क्या नुकसान हो सकते हैं. देयर मे बी इंप्लीकेशन ऑफ टैक्स, इंटरेस्ट एंड पेनल्टी इफ यू विल पे लेट, इफ यू हैव रॉन्गली डिटरमाइंड द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. नाउ अब उसको सही डिटरमाइन करने के लिए हमको प्रिंसिपल और कॉन्सेप्ट्स को समझना पड़ेगा. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस वी हैव दिस स्पेसिफिक सेशन. सो नाउ फर्स्ट, सर हम लोग एक काम तो कर ही सकते हैं कि कम से कम एक एक बंदे के साथ इस वीडियो को शेयर करें. ओके, section number 12 of CGST Act, and please share it now so that everyone can join this session and learn the concepts of time of supply. Now first, section number 12, that is time of supply in case of supply of goods. Determination of time of supply in case of supply of goods. और फर्स्ट जो सिनेरियो है मेरा वो है फॉरवर्ड चार्ज. In case of forward charge, how I am going to decide the place of the time of supply. Okay, so time of supply means कब मुझे जीएसटी का पेमेंट करना है. That is what is the basic concept of time of supply. Through the determination of time of supply, taxpayer will know that when I need to pay the payment of the taxes to the government. Okay, so now in case of supply of goods under forward charge, your invoice date will be time of supply. जब भी आपने इनवॉइस बनाई, सपोज यू हैव प्रिपेयर्ड द इनवॉइस एज ऑन 12th of April, in that case your time of supply will be 12th of April, and when you will file the return of your April month, that is you will file the return for April month in May month, at that time you need to pay the taxes to the government, you need to file the GSTR 3B return and you need to file the GSTR 1 return. Okay, so in case of supply of goods, अपने दिमाग में कॉन्सेप्ट सेट कर लेना. in case of supply of goods under forward charge, in that case time of supply will be the date of invoice. Okay, और invoice मुझे कब बनानी है? at the time of movement of the goods. और जब movement उस goods में नहीं है, in that case जब मैं right transfer कर रहा हूं recipient को कि from today this goods is belongs to you only, that date will be treated as my time of that is invoice date. Okay, so time of supply in case of forward charge in case of goods will be the date of invoice. because मैं ये भी तो कह सकता था कि सर पेमेंट की डेट क्यों नहीं ले सकते हम लोग? व्हाई विल नॉट टेक द डेट ऑफ पेमेंट? द लॉजिक एज वी ऑल नो, the logic as we all know that in case of supply of goods, no GST will be applicable, no GST will be applicable on advances. एडवांस पे जीएसटी नहीं लगता. तो अगर पेमेंट मेरे पास में पहले भी आ गया, इन दैट केस देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट टू पे एनी जीएसटी. सो इन केस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स अंडर फॉरवर्ड चार्ज यू नीड टू मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ द टैक्सेस as per the invoice date. Whatever will be the date of invoice, accordingly your time of supply, and accordingly you need to make the payment of the taxes. Suppose Sachin has supplied one particular goods to Mr. Mukesh. In that specific situation, जब सचिन वो मुकेश को गुड सप्लाई कर रहा है, at that time Sachin needs to prepare the invoice, और जब वो invoice prepare करेगा, that time will be treated as the time of supply, and for that month Sachin has to make that particular invoice and file the same in GSTR3B and GSTR1 return. That is what is the concept of time of supply. Now, second scenario, reverse charge mechanism. Suppose Sachin has made the supply to Mr. Mukesh of a specific goods which is mentioned in section number 9 subsection 3, जो कि section number 9 subsection 3 में specified है, और उस सेक्शन नंबर 9 सबसेक्शन 3 में स्पेसिफिकली लिखा हुआ है दोज गुड्स व्हिच इज मेंशन्ड इन सेक्शन नंबर 9 सबसेक्शन 3, इन दैट केस सप्लायर विल नॉट बी लायबल टू मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ द टैक्सेस, बायर विल मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ द टैक्सेस. तो जब बायर को टैक्स का पेमेंट करना है, एट दैट टाइम वी नीड टू थिंक फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ बायर. सो इन दिस सिचुएशन what will be the time of supply? So time of supply will be date of receipt of goods, okay, date of receipt of goods, or date of entry of payment in books of accounts or debit from bank, or 30 days from invoice date. Whichever is earlier, that will be treated as time of supply. That means उस month का जब आप return file करोगे, at that time you need to make the payment of the taxes under reverse charge mechanism. Yes, GST will not be applicable if there will be any advance on accounts of goods. Okay. Now, sir ये नहीं समझ आया, एक example लेकर के समझा दो ना. So we'll take one example and through that example we'll try to understand the concept. Okay. Sachin has supplied one specific goods, that is raw cotton. And as per section number 9 subsection 3, whenever there will be a supply of raw cotton by Mr. Agriculturalist to any other registered person, in that case the provision of RCM will be applicable. So suppose Sachin has made the supply to Mr. Abhishek. Okay. Now, in this specific scenario, suppose Sachin has received the goods on 24th of April 2024. Okay. बिकॉज अब सचिन को आरसीएम में पे करना है पैसा, सॉरी अभिषेक को आरसीएम में टैक्स का पैसा पे करना है, बिकॉज अभिषेक इज रिसिपिएंट इन दिस स्पेसिफिक सिचुएशन. अभिषेक इज रिसिपिएंट एंड सचिन इज सप्लायर. So now such Abhishek has to make the payment of taxes under reverse charge mechanism. So what will be the time of supply for Abhishek to make the payment of taxes under reverse charge mechanism? So the date of receipt of goods for Mr. Abhishek, suppose 24th of April 2024. Abhishek has made the payment and pass the debit entry in his books of accounts, suppose 1st of May, and amount has been debited from bank. Amount has been debited from bank, that is my 3rd of May. Abhishek ने पहले ही एंट्री पास कर दी, but amount has been debited from bank account on 3rd of May, and the invoice date, Abhishek has received the goods on 24th, but the invoice date is 4th April 2024. So इनमें से जो भी whichever is earlier, that means 24th 2024 will be my time of supply, because invoice date plus 30 days, that means the date will be around 3rd of May. So the earlier date is my 24th April 2024. So in case whenever there will be a supply under reverse charge mechanism, in that case the time of supply for recipient will be the date of receipt of goods or entry in bank account or books of accounts, or 30 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as my time of supply. I suppose this example is okay for everyone, and I request everyone to please provide the comment in chat box that this concept is clear in your mind. Yes, sir. I am expecting reply from each and everyone that these two concepts in case of supply of goods under forward charge and under reverse charge is okay for everyone. Section number 13, in case of supply of services. Okay, I am not going to discuss with you the each and every concept of law. Okay, I am just going to share with you the practical insights, because अगर आप उसको सेक्शन में से पढ़ने के लिए बैठोगे तो आपको समझेगा नहीं. Okay, but if you will learn from the example, in that case you can easily get that particular type of point. Okay. Also, one more important information is there. We are coming with a live course, 5 days live course on complete GST law. और उस कोर्स के अंदर हम लोग पूरे GST लॉ को क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. ओके, सो एनीवन वांट्स टू गेट रजिस्टर्ड फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर course, then please comment in the chat box. We'll share you the registration link. Okay, no promotion, this is just for information, because the course is absolutely free and for professionals only and GST officer authorities only. Okay, the course price for your presence is 299, but you will get a gift amounted to 450 rupees. Okay, and this is also a guaranteed course. If you're not satisfied, then company will give you double amount of your course price. Okay, and completely question answer, this will be the India's first course जिसमें पूरे GST लॉ को क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर फॉर्म के अंदर समझाया गया है, मल्टीपल Q&A के फॉर्म में समझाया गया है. नाउ let's start our discussion on section number 13, supply of services. Supply of services may be, I have two part. One is in case of forward charge, another in case of reverse charge. One is forward charge, another is reverse charge. Now दोनों ही कॉन्सेप्ट्स में फॉरवर्ड चार्ज, रिवर्स चार्ज के लिए गवर्नमेंट हैज स्पेसिफिकली प्रोवाइडेड वन लिस्ट अंडर सेक्शन नंबर 9 सबसेक्शन 3. ओके, and in case of forward charge, when you need to decide the time of supply will be invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. Suppose invoice date is 24th of April 2024, but you have received certain advance on account of that particular supply in month of 28th of March 2024. In that case, advance date is 28th March. तो उस एडवांस में GST will be applicable in March month when you will file the return of March month, that is 20th April or 11th of April. At that time, you need to make the payment of the taxes. So, in case of supply of services, invoice or payment, whichever is earlier, payment पहले आ गया, that date will be treated as time of supply. Invoice पहले आ गई, that date will be treated as time of supply, and accordingly we need to make the payment of the taxes. सर आपको समझा होगा द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. हम तो केवल उसी चीज में अटके हुए हैं, यार इस पे जीएसटी लगेगा नहीं लगेगा, किस रेट से लगेगा, पर भाई कब लगेगा ये भी तो हमको डिसाइड करना है. एंड फॉर डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ टाइम वी नीड टू टेक द रेफरेंस ऑफ सेक्शन नंबर 12, 13 और 14. और अगर हमने पहले या फिर बाद में भर दिया, देयर में भी इंप्लीकेशन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पेनल्टी एंड मल्टीपल थिंग्स इन जीएसटी. ओके, सो नाउ under reverse charge mechanism, what will be the time of supply in case of supply of services? Now इसमें कोई डेट ऑफ रिसिप्ट ऑफ गुड्स तो होने वाली है नहीं, बिकॉज सर्विस में आपको गुड्स तो कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. सो द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी डेट ऑफ पेमेंट. In that case also supplier has to make the payment of that means recipient has to make the payment of the taxes under reverse charge mechanism. So I am determining the time of supply accordingly that point. Okay, so date of payment or debit from bank account or 60 days from invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as my time of supply in case of supply of services. Okay, I am an advocate also. So Sachin has provided legal advocacy services to Mr. Palash. Okay, So Sachin has provided legal advocacy services to Mr. Palash, and in this specific situation, that legal advocacy services, and for that purpose, Sachin has charged the amount of 1 lakh rupees. Now, Palash has to make the payment of taxes under reverse charge mechanism because as per section number 9 subsection 3 of CGST Act, on account of legal services, there is requirement that buyer will make the payment of the taxes under reverse charge mechanism. So यहाँ पर पलाश ने जो है सर्विसेज लिया, जो पलाश will be treated as the recipient of service. So in this situation, Palash has to make the payment of taxes 18%, that is 18,000 rupees. Now, what will be the time of supply? Suppose Palash has made the payment to Sachin Jain on 20th of April 2024, and Palash has made the entries in books of accounts as on 22nd of April. And Sachin has already issued the invoice in the month of 5th of Feb. So in this specific scenario, 5th Feb से 5th March or 5th March से 5th of April, and Feb is my for 29 days. So I may say your 7th of April will be the 60 days, because 5th May से 60 days मुझे consider करना है, whichever is earlier. That means 20th April, 22nd April or 7th of April. So 7th of April will be treated as my time of supply, and accordingly when I will file my return of April month, at that time I need to make the payment of the relevant taxes. Okay. So that is what is the concept of time of supply in case of supply of services under reverse charge mechanism. So चार concept है, section number 12, section number 13 के time of supply in case of supply of goods, in case of supply of services. Supply of goods के case में forward charge में invoice date will be time of supply. In case of reverse charge, receipt of goods or entry in books of accounts or bank account से debit हुआ or 30 days from the date of the issue of invoice, whichever is earlier. Now, in case of supply of services, forward charge, your invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. Reverse charge mechanism. In case of reverse charge mechanism, your time of supply will be date of entry of payment or बैंक में से डेबिट हुआ और 60 days from the issue of invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as my time of supply. So just confirm me once, sir, ये चारों concept आपको समझ में आए क्या with practical examples? Just confirm me once in the chat box. I am expecting reply from each and everyone. We'll discuss the time of supply in case of construction. The course timing will be 7 p.m. from 23rd of June. I personally suggest everyone to register for this course by today itself. This will be the great investment from your side for your GST knowledge. Okay, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कह सकते हैं, because the course will be very 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 interesting. Now, मेरा सेक्शन नंबर 12 हो गया, सेक्शन नंबर 13 हो गया. नाउ द पॉइंट कमिंग टू सर्टेन स्पेसिफिक सिचुएशन. सपोज आज संडे है, अभी सेशन हमारा 20-25 मिनट में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. आफ्टर दैट मेरा मन हुआ सर आज मैं कुछ शॉपिंग कर लेता हूं. ओके, एंड फॉर शॉपिंग पर्सपेक्टिव, रिलायंस, आई विजिटेड रिलायंस विथ माय फैमिली. ओके, एंड जब मैं फैमिली के साथ जाऊंगा तो अच्छी खासी शॉपिंग करके आऊंगा. ओके, सो आई शॉप अमाउंटिंग टू रुपीज अराउंड 50,000. And with that, Reliance ने बोला, Sachin, you have made a very good purchase from our outlet, so we'll provide you one voucher. Okay, Sachin will provide you one voucher. Now, Sachin, इस voucher पे क्या जीएसटी लगेगा या फिर नहीं लगेगा? दिस इज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो एज वी ऑल नो, whenever there will be any addition to a supply, in that case GST will be applicable on that particular aspect. Okay, so GST will be applicable on this voucher. Now, when I need to make the, that means when Reliance has to make the payment of the taxes on this specific supply of voucher. Now suppose रिलायंस ने मुझे बोला सचिन इस वाउचर को व्हेन यू विल कम टू अवर स्टोर नेक्स्ट टाइम, ओके, एट दैट टाइम विल प्रोवाइड यू वन स्पेशल डिस्काउंट, or they have not clarified about the component or about the percentage or about the quantum of that particular discount. Okay, they have just said that Sachin, when you will visit our store next time, then we'll provide you one specific discount. So when there will be any voucher is provided by any industry, by any business, okay, by any store, एंड वाउचर का अगर कोई क्वांटम स्पेसिफाइड नहीं है कि भैया जब आप इसको रिडीम करोगे देन व्हाट यू विल गेट, वो स्पेसिफाई नहीं है, इन दैट केस व्हेन यू विल रिडीम दैट वाउचर, डेट ऑफ रिडम्पशन will be treated as time of supply. That means suppose मैंने आज 9th of June 2024 को कोई शॉपिंग की अमाउंटिंग टू 50,000 rupees. Next time if I visited in August month and when I will use that particular type of voucher which is provided by the Reliance, and at that time if Reliance will give me certain amount of discount, okay, और उस समय वो क्लैरिफाई होगा, इन दैट केस जीएसटी विल बी एप्लीकेबल एट दैट टाइम, ओके, दैट मींस रिलायंस हैज टू मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ द टैक्सेस एट द टाइम ऑफ रिडम्पशन ऑफ द वाउचर. नेक्स्ट सिनेरियो, सपोज रिलायंस हैज गिवन मी वन वाउचर एंड उन्होंने बोला साहब आपने 50,000 रुपीज की शॉपिंग की है, सो नेक्स्ट टाइम विल प्रोवाइड यू वन डिस्काउंट ऑफ 5,000 rupees. Quantum has already been specified by the Reliance. So when the Reliance issued that particular type of voucher, that means Reliance has issued this voucher in 9th of June 2024. That means when Reliance will file the return of June month, at that time Reliance has to make the payment of the taxes on this specified voucher, 5,000 rupees. So conclusively, we can say whenever there will be a voucher, and if the nature of the voucher, that means if the quantum of the voucher is known at the time of supply, in that case, date of issue of voucher will be treated as time of supply. And if the quantum is not known, in that case, the date of redemption of the voucher will be treated as my time of supply. Okay. This is my another example. Okay. Now, सर अभी मैं आप लोगों को एग्जांपल के साथ बता रहा हूं और फिर हम लोग क्रॉस वेरीफाई करेंगे कि इन एग्जांपल से हमने सारी की सारी सेक्शन कवर कर ली, ओके, इन अ प्रैक्टिकल वे. नाउ नेक्स्ट सिनेरियो, I had made a supply of a particular goods to Mr. Rishabh. Okay. I had made a supply of a particular goods to Mr. Rishabh and the invoice is for 1 lakh rupees. Rishabh has taken the goods on credit. Okay. और मैंने ऋषभ को बोला if you will make the payment to me within 1 year. Okay. If you will make the payment to me, suppose 1 year को हटाते हैं, within 1 month. Okay. वरना गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. Mr. Rishabh, if you will make the payment to me within 1 month, in that case, I will not charge any interest. Okay. But if you will make the payment after 1 month, in that case, I will charge the interest at the rate of 18% with the delay. Okay. Now, I made the supply on 9/3, 2024. 9/6/2024. Okay. 1 month will be completed on 8th July 2024. Suppose suppose Rishabh has made me the payment on 8th of August 2024. अब मैंने बोला मिस्टर ऋषभ you have made me payment after the timeline, so you need to make me the payment of interest at the rate of 18%. तो ऋषभ मुझे क्या करता है, 8 अगस्त को, सॉरी, ऋषभ is paying me interest on 8th of August. Okay. On that 1 lakh rupees की सप्लाई पे 18,000 was GST. Am I right? Okay. Now, on that 1 lakh rupees, Rishabh is paying interest at the rate of 18% for 1 month. Okay. Suppose the amount is 1,000 rupees. और ये वाला एडिशन 1,000 रुपीज का एडिशन हुआ है 8th of August 2024 में. In this case, whenever there will be any addition, in that case the date of addition will be treated as time of supply. Suppose मैंने सप्लाई तो किया था 2 महीने पहले, बट आज की तारीख में आई एम रिसीविंग सर्टेन अमाउंट विद इंटरेस्ट, इन दैट केस उस इंटरेस्ट पे जो जीएसटी एप्लीकेबल होगा एज द डेट ऑफ एडिशन will be treated as time of supply. So if there will be any addition, in that case the date of addition will be treated as time of supply. That is what is my concept of time of supply. I suppose this is also okay for everyone. So section number 12 and 13 completed, just check it. Section number 12, time of supply of goods. In case of supply of goods, your date of issue of invoice will be treated as time of supply. Okay. Now, in case of reverse charge mechanism, receipt of goods, payment entered in the books of accounts and debited from bank account and 30 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier will be treated as time of supply. In case of voucher, date of issue of voucher if identifiable, varna redemption की date, or if there will be any interest, late fees or penalty, in that case date of addition will be treated as टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. जो भी सेक्शन में लिखा है हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कवर कर लिया. नाउ if you will read the section now, in that case you can easily get the point. Okay. Now in case of supply of services, your time of supply will be date of invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. In case of reverse charge mechanism, date of payment or debited in bank account or 60 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier will be treated as my time of supply. In case of voucher, date of issue if identifiable, varna redemption ki date will be treated as my time of supply. If there will be any addition, date of addition will be treated as my time of supply. ओके है सर. सारे के सारे कॉन्सेप्ट जो हम लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू पढ़ा वही चीज सेक्शन में लिखी हुई है. Now I require your 100% attention. Okay. Section number 14 बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट, बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक, लिटिगेशन के पर्सपेक्टिव से बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट. सर आर यू एंजॉइंग? मजा आ रहा है क्या? ये थोड़ा सा मुझे इंटीमेट कर देना, बिकॉज जब भी मैं वेबिनार लेता हूं तो मेरा पर्पस ये रहता है कि आप लोग एंजॉय करें, बोरिंग ना हो आपके लिए. नाउ सेक्शन नंबर 14, चेंज ऑफ रेट. अगर कोई गुड्स की रेट में चेंज हो जाता है, इन दैट केस व्हाट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. सपोज टू एग्जांपल आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. ओके. Suppose I had made a supply as on 20th of June 2024. थोड़ी सी फ्यूचर की बात कर लेते हैं. I had made a particular supply on 20th June 2024. Okay. And there is a change in rate as on 24th of June. यहां पर जीएसटी की रेट में चेंज हो गया. इन दैट केस what will be the rate of GST applicable? Okay. अब देखना, टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई की इंपॉर्टेंस को समझने की कोशिश करना. नाउ सपोज हम लोग यहीं से ही समझ लेते हैं. In case the goods or services both have been supplied before the change in rate of tax, आपने rate of tax से पहले ही supply कर दिया, that means rate में ही change हुई 24th of June 2024, but I had already made the supply as on 20th of June 2024. Okay. Now what will be the time of supply? Suppose invoice date, suppose in this specific situation invoice date is 26th of June and payment date is 28th of June. In that case, what will be the time of supply? So in this situation, whichever is earlier, that means my 26th of June will be treated as time of supply. अब आपने goods चाहे 20th of June को supply कर दिया हो, आपकी invoice की date अगर 26th of June है, तो जो नई GST की rate है, that means suppose at that time the goods rate was 12%, now the rate is 18%, then GST will be applicable at the rate of 18%. Whenever you will prepare the invoice, GST rate will be applicable at the rate of 18%. This is the importance of this. दिस पॉइंट। ओके, हम लोग कई बार सोचते हैं यार इनपुट को देख लिया, सप्लाई को देख लिया, ओके, no, sir. Time of supply plays a very important role. If there will be any change in rate of tax, then time of supply plays a very crucial role. Normal situation में हो सकता है कि मैं determine कर लूं, but in case of certain specific situation when there will be any change in rate of tax, in that case we need to very much carefully examine the principle related to time of supply. So next example, वही डेट है, आई हैव सप्लाइड द गुड्स ऑन 20th of June and government has announced the rate in change in rate 24th of June. Now suppose invoice date is 22nd of June, but the payment date is 28th of June. In this specific scenario, invoice or payment, whichever is earlier, that means 22nd of June will be treated as time of supply and rate of GST will be applicable. जो रेट मेरा 20th जून को लगा था, नई वाली रेट इसके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगी. नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल, सपोज वो मेरा चेंज तो 20th जून को ही हुआ है, नहीं, आई हैड मेड द सप्लाई ऑन 20th जून एंड चेंज इन रेट ऑफ टैक्स इज ऑन 24th of June, but in this specific situation, payment already I have received advance on 22nd of June, but invoice I have issued as on 28th of June. So in that case, payment date will be treated as my time of supply. Accordingly, 22nd June will be my time of supply. So that date will be treated as time of supply, and whatever will be the rate applicable on that particular date, that will be charged on that supply. ओके, सो सीधा सा है, सेक्शन नंबर 14 बोलती है, मैं आपको कंक्लूसिव बता देता हूं. सेक्शन नंबर 14 बोलती है, whenever there will be any change in rate of taxes and if you have made the supply of goods before the change in rate, in that case always keep one concept in your mind, invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. Okay, invoice पहले आ गई, that date will be treated as time of supply. Payment पहले आ गया, that date treated as time of supply. And if invoice and payment both are after the change, in that case IRP, whichever is earlier, that will be my time of supply. That means your new GST rate will be applicable in that situation. So when goods supplied before the change in rate of tax, invoice or payment both after the change, in that case IRP, whichever is earlier. Invoice issued prior to change but payment received after, in that case time of supply will be invoice date. If invoice after the change but payment received prior, in that case date of receipt of payment will be treated as my time of supply. I suppose the complete concept is okay for you. Now second scenario लेते हैं, that means goods and services both have been supplied after the change in rate of tax. भैया change टैक्स में होने के बाद गुड सप्लाई किया. सपोज गवर्नमेंट हैज अनाउंस द चेंज इन जीएसटी रेट एज ऑन 22nd of June and you had made a supply as on 24th of June. In that case, what will be the time of supply? Now suppose payment after the change in rate of tax but invoice has already been issued. In that case your date of receipt of payment will be treated as time of supply. ओके, दैट मींस एक लाइन में अगर समझाना हो ना, जब गुड्स पहले सप्लाई कर दिया, इन दैट केस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी आई और पी विच एवर इज अर्लियर, और जब गुड्स बाद में सप्लाई किया, इन दैट केस आई और पी विच एवर इज लेटर. दैट इज व्हाट इज द मास्टर फॉर्मूला टू डिटरमाइन द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. यू मे पुट इट ओके, when payment and invoice both prior to change in rate of tax, in that case common principle will be applicable, I or P whichever is earlier. When payment received prior but invoice after the change, in that case date of invoice, that is I or P whichever is later. So अगर कोई बोले ना कि सर सेक्शन नंबर 14 का क्या कंक्लूजन है, व्हाट इज द एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑफ सेक्शन नंबर 14? Goods supplied prior to change, in that case the simple formula I or P, whichever is earlier. when goods supply after the change, in that case I or P, whichever is later, that is what is the specific formula to determine the time of supply. Anyone has any doubt, then please raise the question in the chat box. So in case of construction, we need to discuss on the time of supply in case of construction. In case of construction services, in case of constructions related services, these are long term services. Okay, we can say these type of services are qualify the nature of continuous supply of service. Okay, कंटिन्यूस सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज. इन दैट केस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी जब उसका स्टेटमेंट आता है. सपोज दे डिसाइडेड वन डेट इन द एग्रीमेंट दैट मंथली विल जनरेट द स्टेटमेंट. इन दैट केस दैट मंथली डेट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. ओके, अगर उन्होंने ऐसी कोई डेट स्पेसिफाई नहीं की है इन द एग्रीमेंट, इन दैट केस व्हेन दे विल सेटल द पेमेंट फॉर दैट स्पेसिफिक अमाउंट, दैट डेट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज माय टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. सो कंस्ट्रक्शन रिलेटेड सर्विसेज विल बी ट्रीटेड एज माय कंटिन्यूस टाइप ऑफ सप्लाई. RCM is not applicable on consultancy. RCM is applicable on legal consultancy provided by an advocate only. Okay, legal consultancy, chartered accountant provide ki no GST will be applicable. Okay. So if there will be any other question, then please put the same in the chat box. Okay. So this is our complete discussion of today's live webinar on the time of supply. We have started our discussion from section number 12 of CGST Act, that is supply of goods के केस में कैसे time of supply determine होगी in case of forward charge, in case of reverse charge. In case of forward charge, the time of supply will be the date of issue of invoice will be my time of supply. In case of reverse charge, the time of supply will be date of receipt of goods or bank mein entry or debit entry or 30 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier. In case of supply of services, time of supply. In case of forward charge, I or P, whichever is earlier. In case of reverse charge mechanism, date of entry in books of accounts or date of debited from the bank account or 60 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier, that will be treated as my time of supply. In case of vouchers, agar wo voucher identifiable hai, in that case date of issue of voucher will be treated as time of supply. Agar wo voucher identifiable nahi hai, in that case date of redemption will be treated as time of supply. If there will be any addition on account of interest late fees, in that case the date of addition of interest and late fees will be treated as time of supply. And last में हम लोगों ने देखा section number 14, that is चेंज इन डेट ऑफ टैक्स. अगर गुड्स पहले सप्लाई कर दिया है, इन दैट केस इन ईच एंड एवरी सिचुएशन आई और पी व्हिचएवर इज अर्लियर, दैट विल बी माय टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. एंड इफ गुड्स इज सप्लाइड आफ्टर द चेंज इन रेट ऑफ टैक्स, इन दैट केस आई और पी व्हिचएवर इज लेटर विल बी ट्रीटेड एज माय टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. बट वन स्पेसिफिक सिचुएशन, इफ इनवॉइस एंड पेमेंट बोथ आर प्रायर टू द change in rate of tax, in that case I or P whichever is earlier will be applicable. This is my section number 14. So in this particular webinar we have covered the section number 12, section number 13, section number 14. Debit note and credit note, we just need to keep one specific thing in our mind that sir, जो invoice जिस डेट की है उससे उस फाइनेंशियल ईयर के खत्म होने से 6 मंथ तक यू कैन इश्यू द रिलेवेंट डेबिट नोट एंड क्रेडिट नोट. दिस इज योर अथॉरिटी. ओके, दिस इज द टाइमलाइन एज पर द लॉ. सो कंस्ट्रक्शन वाला क्वेश्चन हो गया, आरसीएम ऑन कमीशन वाला क्वेश्चन हो गया, डेबिट नोट क्रेडिट नोट से रिलेटेड डिस्कशन अपना हो गया. नाउ अगेन मुझे इंफॉर्मेशन रिपीट करनी पड़ेगी. सर वी हैव एन स्पेसिफिक कोर्स एंड आई रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन, जितना आप इसको स्प्रेड करना चाहो आप स्प्रेड कर सकते हो, बिकॉज मनी बैक गारंटी इज देयर. पहली बार इंडिया में ऐसा कोर्स आ रहा है जो कंप्लीटली क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स पर बेस्ड होगा. एक क्वेश्चन होगा उसका आंसर होगा, एक क्वेश्चन होगा उसका आंसर होगा. क्वेश्चन इज रिलेटेड टू कंप्लीटली प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन, जैसे आप अपने क्लाइंट को कंसल्टेंसी दे रहे हो. और दिस कोर्स इज जस्ट टू एनहांस द नॉलेज. द फीस ऑफ द कोर्स इज जस्ट 299 एंड हमने ये कोर्स की फीस इसलिए रखी है फॉर प्रेजेंस, बिकॉज अगर हम लोग इस कोर्स को आपको फ्री में देंगे ना, एक दिन ज्वाइन होगा, 2 दिन ज्वाइन होगा, 3 दिन ज्वाइन होगा, चौथे दिन गायब. ओके, so this price is 299 just for your presence, and with this course will provide you one guide. उसकी कॉस्टिंग ही 450 रुपीज है. ओके, सो दिस कोर्स इज जस्ट फॉर द नॉलेज एनहांसमेंट ऑफ द जीएसटी प्रोफेशनल्स. मुझे नहीं लगता हमको कोई प्रमोशन करने की आवश्यकता है. दिस इज जस्ट फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन. ऑलरेडी वी गॉट lot of registrations, but the point is that we want good numbers in our webinar, in our session. Okay, also our target कि भैया हम लोग जीएसटी में जो प्रैक्टिकल डिफिकल्टीज आ रही है, जो डिपार्टमेंट नोटिस इशू कर रहा है, वो थोड़े से कम हो, कंप्लाइंसेस अच्छी हो, हम हमारे क्लाइंट को बहुत प्रॉपर वे में गाइड कर सके. इसीलिए ये वाला कोर्स है. एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो अ मनी बैक गारंटीड कोर्स. इफ यू विल नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, विल back refund. Okay, although there will be no any situation, approx 500 सेशंस ऑलरेडी हम लोगों ने कर लिए होंगे, कभी मनी बैक की रिक्वायरमेंट आई नहीं. But this course is very much unique for us also, because this is first time in the history of India for GST. So I request everyone, if possible, you should join this course. Also, will provide you the recording of this course for a limited amount of time, so that if you will not able to join the live, in that case you may check it on video basis. Okay, so try to join this course by today itself, so that our team will provide you the confirmation mail and all other things will be there. So I just request everyone to join this course and feel the difference. On my suggestion, join this course, you will feel very great. Okay, so now at last, हमेशा हमारी प्रथा रही है, whatever will be your valuable feedback, whatever will be your suggestions, please provide the same in the chat box. I am really very happy to see your feedback and suggestions for the webinar. Okay, and also this is your responsibility, this is your duty, that if possible for you, then this live course related information you need to share with at least 2 people. Okay, this is my guarantee to you, that after that particular course they will send you one message that thank you, you have intimated us about that type of course. Yes, recording will be available. Although we schedule this course in the evening, so at last I expect your valuable feedback, sir. So thank you everyone for joining with us on today. Thank you everyone for spending time with us. Thank you for spending this Sunday with us. We'll meet on next Sunday for another webinar. Although we'll try to schedule one webinar on this Wednesday or on this Friday. But thank you everyone for joining the session. The recording will be available for that specific course, most probably 10 to 15 days, not more than that. Okay, because we have also limited amount of time, so we'll provide you the recording, but for 10 to 15 days, so that you have to cover the content. Okay, although the content will be in a very simplified language. So thank you everyone for joining. Bye bye, and enjoy your Sunday evening. We'll meet you soon. We'll meet you in next another free webinar, another seminar. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye bye, take care.